Belinda, are you there?
I can see her representation of her's there.
It may take a while to. I think that's her. All right.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh, thank goodness.
So no matter, even if I click on that first one, this is the Hangouts, if you didn't send it to my Belinda W5361, it doesn't work. It takes me to the YouTube because I'm trying to figure out how can I talk to you, but I can't.
Oh.
So maybe that's what's happening to some of the other people if you didn't send it to their Gmail account.
Yep, I think that's an insight that we didn't have. Okay.
But
All
we're
right.
here. Yay.
Yeah. All right.
So,
Super.
but you can't tell if someone is watching from the YouTube account, huh?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I was definitely watching.
Yeah, I think we have some bandwidth problems here because it freezes every now and then.
Yeah, if we turn off if we just get rid of the video, then we don't have to, we could just talk probably. It won't be so much video. And then only if you just share your screen with the presentation, we can
Mm-hmm.
still talk, but we don't have to, the video doesn't keep going back and forth every time we talk.
Right. Okay. The other thing you can do is right above the picture, there's those bars. It's
Mm-hmm.
right next to the slash video and the gear. It's in between them. You can
Yeah.
adjust the bandwidth usage. So what that does is says it's going to cut down on the quality of the video, so it'll be more responsive. So you can adjust that as well. So let me try. Let me try to bring up the presentation. And let me present. Okay. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So that's what I was going to go through. But I have it up on my wife's machine and I'm looking at it and it looks like it's the YouTube video, just like you were looking at. It's probably about 15 or 20 seconds delayed. So if I stop sharing and then switch back, there I am. Okay. Let's see. Did we lose you, Belinda?
I just took the video off and I can hear
Oh,
you well. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Ah, that's a good trick. Okay.
Yeah, just to turn the video off. Because
Yeah,
yeah, because all we need to do is just look at your presentation. You can still hear me.
right, right. That's another good insight.
Well, I just learned that this week. This is my very second experience with Hangout. So
Okay.
I heard you say that it's been around a long time, but this is my very first time, second
Well,
time.
well, Brad and I and a few others have been trying to work through the details of it because it just takes a while to get the hang of it. Now, I
Hmm.
think Connie told me you and Kim were going to do one, or did you do it last night?
Yeah, we did it last night.
Okay, was it just a
Yeah,
hangout or hangout on air?
Hangout on air.
Did it work?
We did the presentation. We, you know, we had a small group,
Okay.
so I think we'll probably have to do it again.
Well, how many people?
But we recorded it, so we'll be sending the recording out to the rest of the group. So the
Okay.
YouTube, so you probably, if we did the presentation, you
Hmm.
could send the recording to the team and they can look at it later.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was the plan. So we told people that even if they couldn't come at that time, still register and they get the recording.
Okay.
So I'm gonna check back with Kim and see if she was able to send that link out.
Now,
But I
how
was
many
so excited
people?
to finish it. we
Yeah.
had
Now, how
eight.
many?
We had 8 people
Eight
sign and
people
register. Yeah, register.
live? You had 8 people live?
We had 8 people register. She was in charge of the thing, so I couldn't tell how many people were actually on.
Oh, I see. Okay. Huh. Well,
But
are you
I
guys
have a feeling there were like at least two other people probably. I don't know. I
yeah,
really don't know.
okay? Are you guys interested in having me go through this, or do you want to talk about selling while we're all together here?
Oh yes, please.
Well, well, let me just go through. I've let me switch to it here. Okay. You guys probably know that there's like 7 basic steps to selling, but this is from the old school where you'd qualify the prospect and then you discuss the need and then sell the value of your company and then fill the need with one of your solutions and then try to close the sale, right? The the internet has changed a lot of that if you're trying to sell through the internet. But before I get to that one, I just want to talk about one thing that my training at IBM taught me this concept, the FBR. And the difference is, I'm sure you've all seen that. I mean, you all use a feature. You talk about the features of your product, and then what the benefits are to the person that you're talking to. Uh, what IBM taught, and a few people use, is that you ask a reaction question, and what that does is it turns your presentation or your monologue into a dialogue, so you can get a feel for what they think about what you're telling them. Because some people will just stand there and say, and then they say, I don't think so, and then say goodbye. So the real power of the reaction is you can ask them, well, what do you think? Does that make sense to you? You ask open-ended questions, and you get them into a dialogue so you can figure out what they're thinking. And that turned out to be really powerful. Have you guys used that technique at all?
Yeah, I have. I've used very much based on that same thing in the different sales trainings that I've had in the past, plus of course now what I do with my current business.
How about you, Belinda? Have you thought about that?
Well, what I do is a consultation, and at that time I'm asking lots of questions from them. Um, but I think I need to keep saying, "Well, does that make sense?" I usually see their head shaking up and down,
Yeah.
meaning that they agree with me. So there is a dialogue, but
Yeah,
when
but
it comes to the actual coming down with the actual sale, saying, "Okay, this is how much it's going to cost," and then this, I probably need to do more reaction
yeah, it's really,
questions.
yeah, because you think that they're buying it by their head shaking, but some people will just shake their head yes, so they don't have to get involved, right?
Hmm.
And in the questioning, there's questioning at the different phases. If you go back here to qualification and agreement on need, but once you provide the features and benefits of your solution that you think they need, is the other time to start asking questions to determine their reaction. And you are really good at offering really cool benefits, during your your what the elevator pitch that we do at the meetings. I mean, some of the stuff you've come up with is really great. Like you said, did you know that it could help offset the what was that, Alzheimer's or
Alzheimer's,
dementias? Yeah, I mean that's so
dementia,
cool.
yeah.
So you do good stuff there, but I don't know. I haven't seen your presentation, so I don't know if you asked the reaction question after you present your solution. I just think it's really powerful. So I think that's really good. But it's hard to do on the internet because here's the next problem. This is showing the use of the internet for buying travel, getting reservations or whatever. And it shows that the internet helps. This is just a survey. The internet helps a lot. Word of mouth helps a lot. And what the average is the consumers can do 70% of their assessment of buying something on the internet without ever talking to you or anybody like you. So what that means is you don't get to talk to them during the time they're thinking about why your product is important. And if you're not visible on the internet, they don't even consider you or your services. So it's changed a lot of things if you're trying to sell anything through the internet. All right, if you're doing straight calls on people and it's just all face to face, then you don't have the problem. But the way this is what I've come up with is a way to help consumers find you and your product. You just have to. I won't go through this whole thing, but you've got to put stuff on your site so that people can find you, and then you have to help them through the buying process with content. In other words, you got to make sure that if people are searching for something like you offer, your website will come up based on those keywords that they're using to search for products like yours. And then once they find you, you should be able to help them through what's important and how to figure out what to buy and evaluate the risks, and then offer them some social proof or guarantees or how to purchase, those kind of things. So if you can open a dialogue either face to face on the phone or even email or social media, uh, that's where you can help them through their buying process. Does that make any sense? You guys have any comments on that?
That makes sense to me. I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of it is driving people to your website. And
Yeah.
then after driving them to your website is getting them to want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Then finally, ultimately, when they talk to you, then they need to be convinced that yours is the best solution out of all the other ones that they've been looking at.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that
And that's when you have to sell yourself and your product. That's
you really do. You have to help them figure out what's important and how to evaluate the various trade-offs they're probably going through. So that's, it's kind of an indirect way, but uh, websites that are just brochureware that just talk about the company don't give people any help in the buying process. And we recently redesigned Karen's website so that on the very front page it says, "Why choose us?" And then her three target markets are individuals, couples, and businesses, and then people going through divorce. So we have those as bullets underneath, and it guides them to the right page. they pick which they are, and then they go there and find out how she can help them. So I think that's improved her website quite a bit. It really looks good now. So, okay. Any other comments? Anybody?
One of the things that we try to do, and it's just kind of an added thing, and I was kind of taught this through a training that I went through, was you take the position of the assistant buyer when you go in. In other words, what you're doing is you're helping them to make like you're looking at it, what your product or your service is objectively, and trying to look through their eyes and asking, almost like asking questions about it yourself and saying, does this sound like something, and thinking in that mindset that you're actually like an assistant buyer to them. But of course, you have to build that credibility first before you can do that. But that seems to work because people, they feel like so many people get, when you're in business and you have salespeople come in, it's always us against them type of thing, and this really kind of changes that perspective.
No, I agree with you. In fact, my next page is why don't you determine the two steps are identify your key target markets and then figure out how each of those markets buy what you're selling.
Well, there
and
you go.
adopt the customer's viewpoint, and maybe this is what you were saying, and pretend you're a new buyer and you're not even associated, you don't even know about your company, and then start searching for a product like yours and go through the buying process with a brand new buyer's mindset and do the buying process and see how you came out.
Yeah.
And then go back and analyze your website based on what you found out. Does that make any sense?
That's exactly. I guess I just.
Yeah. The assistant buyer approach, I call it the brand new customers approach. So
I call it teaming.
Teaming?
Yeah, you're teaming with the parents or you're teaming with the family. That they're not in it by themselves. We're working alongside with you, to accomplish these goals. We understand the problem. We are working in the same direction. We will work with the parents to meet those goals. We're not separate. We're working together. We even will work with the teacher, to make sure that we achieve the same goal. So I call it that we are a team. Yes, we're a business, but we're on the family's team.
Oh, I see. Well, that's your value proposition. What I'm really addressing is evaluating your website and to see if a new buyer could find you and be convinced to call you. That's what I was.
Oh, you're talking about the website. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the internet has changed the buying process, that until you can talk to somebody, you have to depend on your website convincing them that your product is worth contacting you or buying, hopefully buying, but probably be calling you or emailing you that I want to find out more. So if your website doesn't do that very well, then that's a whole channel that you're missing in your prospecting. Do you see my point?
Yeah.
Okay. But that's what you just said was a very powerful value proposition, and hopefully your website says that.
Yeah.
You might go back through and see if it does, because that's really strong.
Mm-hmm. Well, it must. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you guys have any comments on selling techniques in your business? How you do it? I mean, what you just said, Belinda, is very strong. Once you get face to face or on the phone with somebody, that's really good. But
yeah. What what I'm trying to get away from is the reliance of throwing um, the website and paying for words to drive people to the site.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to go through, other means. So whether it's, but it's just, but the questions are still the same, as driving them to that. But I would like, when I'm doing events or if I'm going, to networking, I want to be able to drive people to the site based on something I said or something I did or my car or something, to that effect as opposed to paying for all those expensive keywords.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
the in my research, I found that a really good if you are considering paying for something, a Facebook ad is probably the best and the least expensive.
Mhm.
You can you can go as low as $5 a day, so that's $150 for a month, and you can really pick the demographics that you think are your target market.
Yeah, I
But
just did that for the very first time this past month. So,
oh, how did it work
yeah.
out?
I'm going to have to I did get one
One lead?
one lead from, well, two leads from that. So, and I'll have to see whether they're going to sign up or not. But yeah, but that's drive. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That
that's
was my
good.
very first time, and I could see how you could drive down to your particular market that you want. Families or certain different, with children,
Yep.
etc. I
Yeah,
really like that, and it actually tells you the number of people that you could reach.
I know. It's really
Isn't that
changed.
great? I thought that was wonderful. So I'm surprised. I'm still learning.
Well, we
What's
all
what's the
learned it.
what's the next cheapest
Uh,
did you find?
I think Google AdWords, but it it's harder to keep your costs low on that one. But
Yeah.
yeah, the other way I'd recommend is um, maybe set up your own group on or look for groups on Facebook and LinkedIn. LinkedIn probably not as much, but Facebook. Find groups that have to do with tutoring and learning problems and those kind of things, or
Mhm.
start your own.
Mhm.
So that way, you when you email them, or are you not email when you send messages to them, you send them only to that group.
Mhm.
The way to build a base. So,
Okay.
all right, Brad, any thoughts? Any final thoughts?
No, that's yeah. I think you did a great job. I think this. I think we. I'm just kind of happy the whole process is actually working. And I
Yeah,
think it's a great idea that Belinda had about turning the video off. So that helps in too because then we could really focus on. I mean,
yeah.
you don't need to see me. So that's really neat that works like that.
All right.
And I really do like this Google this hang. I like being able to meet without having to leave the house.
Oh, me too.
Pay for anything.
I know. No.
So
And I
that's
don't have
great.
to put. I can I can make it fuzzy enough so I you can't see that I don't have my makeup on. Right?
Or my hair just right.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, folks, thank you very much for participating. I think we've learned a whole bunch here, and um,
So
the,
did were other people going to join? Or just
the acceptance we had was from Karen, other than you guys, and I thought maybe one or two others would join, but Karen didn't show. I sent her a couple of invites while Brad and I were talking, and I'm probably doing the same thing, not sending it to her Gmail account. So she's probably struggling as well.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah, that maybe, yeah, that might be right. I don't even know if you have my Gmail account, but because I don't really even use that as much of an email address, but I did notice that I got some emails at that regarding all the invitations to this going on. I just noticed,
Okay.
but I don't normally use it because it's Lion Strategic Consulting at gmail.com, and it's such a long thing. I hate telling people that whole big long
Right.
email address. But
Yeah.
you're probably
So
right. That's probably what I should, make if
I
I'd have
got
done
to.
that, checked right from that, and gone right from that, because everything's connected to Google and Gmail.
But
Yeah.
I thought I could probably connect if I added you as a friend. Is that what? But then even after I added you as a friend, I still could not connect. So I'm still learning.
Me too. This is really a mystery. So I've got more work to do. If you guys find out anything about how to make this a smoother process, sure, let's share it. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. This is a good starting point. At least we got three different people participating at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've on LinkedIn and our Business Chevra Facebook page, I put a link to this handout in case you want it. So um, that'll be it. All
All right.
right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. I've got to figure out how to turn this thing off now. There's screen sharing. Stop. There I am. I guess I have to hang up. Are you guys still there? Nope.